Hello, VOD watchers, lurkers. Um, we're just about to get started with ROOTTREEMANIA, which is the second mode in this game, because we just finished the main mode last stream. Um, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Love you. So I should be coming across now, I think. Like, my mic. I don't know if it was coming across before. But, hi. If anyone's there, I hope you have a wonderful time today, wonderful day today. If you can't stop by, can't stay long, hope it goes well. I don't really know what ROOTTREEMANIA is, so I'm about to find out. We missed a few optional things, but like we got all the names, so there's like there's definitely that book that we missed, but there's some other stuff, I assume. ROOTTREEMANIA will spawn unlocked content. Make sure you've tied up any loose ends before starting. Yeah, I mean I think I'm comfortable going forward. Whoa, it's like a whole new thing down there. Whoa,
Hi,
Clark?
I'm Clark.
Okay, yeah, Clark.
Probably not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes. You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, too.
So a year since she released her book, I assume?
I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. And with my mother's deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Now that it's public knowledge that Clancy Trust covers any root tree despite their history with us, a lot of potential cousins have surfaced.
So loads of people are trying to get in the family. We have to determine who's actually a root tree, I guess.
You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally.
Let's go. Clark is an ally for June.
Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
Let's go here. So, oh yeah, Lauren. Okay, makes sense. Possible identity infidelity 3. First, oh my god. Whoa, there's loads of new things. This person is also on the original tree. Oh. Oh. It's another secret. Okay. There are less things here now, but it seems like the difficulty might go up because it's kind of determining a lot of different relationships. Like, what is... This couple married and they adopted this child, but they had this child birth-wise. John Doe, okay. And then they... So then they split up. I don't get what this thread is here. They adopted, they split up, so then this one... Oh, this is their actual child and then this family adopted them? Whoa. Well, these two are on the original tree. And they connected to each other and they just had another child, I guess. Family tree update. Oh. After 1998. I assume it's a couple that's already been a couple. I guess technically it could be a new couple, but that's kind of weird. Like, tree-wise. Can I look at the old? Okay. I suppose I probably won't need any of this, but it's good to have. Today is August 3rd, 1999. It's been 8 months since you helped Sam Madsen with the research necessary for a book. Okay. Sam was true to her word and paid you an incredibly large sum of money. She never mentioned you by name, however, so you've managed to keep a low profile. The Roottrees, on the other hand, have not. Below is a summary of notable events since the book's release. That you can refresh your memory in full detailed by searching online. The 6 pieces. Sam Madsen's book about Elias Roottree releases in February. It was a bestseller for a few months at the time. Carl had not yet been replaced. Oh, so there's a 6th president? That makes sense, I guess. In March, the Rootree company stumbled publicly as they attempted to respond to the book's release, with multiple conflicting press releases and a clear lack of leadership. So I guess in March they didn't have a president. Clark Rafferty LaRue. Clark was announced as the permanent successor to Carl Roottree. Okay, and welcomed Sam Madsen to the family officially. The company hired an outside legal group to handle the changes to the clans of trust. This included any other new questions of lineage. So Clark is the next president. Oh. I didn't forget this, right? This is the... Yes, did I? No, these are new. Right? And it makes sense to have a new picture of Clark. Can I just take his... Wait, could I have clicked his face then? Zach has got a new picture. Yeah, that's definitely new. This makes me think... Well, Chris I guess so. I guess he is a Rafferty, so it makes sense. It's kind of focused on Rafferty's now. At least with Clark. And Zach's a president, so it makes sense for him to be... like... here. 5 Ps. After this announcement, there's a rash of different people claiming to be Roottrees. Mostly dismissed as opportunists and scammers. The highest profile of these by a wild margin was a rapper named Felix Fellows, who changed his moniker to 5 Ps as a publicity move at the same time. 5 Ps is the only notable person on the updated tree. Here. Whoa! Oh my god. Okay, we won't know. Does it say? Felix Fellows. I guess, right? Yeah. I guess that's... Oh, hi Couch. It's going quite good. I finished the main game last time, and now there's like a separate mode that I'm just starting right now. Roottremania. In another high-profile misstep, Miracle Roottree publicly and vehemently denied that 5Ps was a Roottree. The Rootree's legal team then offered to do a DNA test to get 5Ps to drop his claim, and in a moment that caught what seemed like the entire world by storm, the test proved that he was a Rootree. Suddenly, the world was obsessed with the Rootrees. Anonymom and Jane Doe Roottree. In July, an anonymous woman, who the press began to refer to as Nonymom, appeared in interviews with her face and voice disguised. She claimed that an affair with a Roottree led to the birth of her daughter, aka Jane Doe Roottree. If true, this would make her daughter yet another secret Rootree and therefore entitled to a share of the clan's trust. Nobody knew it at the time, but this would turn out to be the last chapter in the ROOTTREEMANIA saga. As more and more of Anonymom's story came out, people began to notice how much it echoed 5Ps in nearly every significant way. The court of public opinion began to turn, confirming the world's suspicions. The DNA test, orchestrated by the lawyers of both sides, proved that her daughter was not a Rootree. This final event caused public disappointment, smugness from doubters, and countless accusations of the entire ordeal being an elaborate hoax or an attempt at a fraud. Things got a bit ugly, and the fun of Roottremania seemed to dissipate overnight. Now, a month later, it feels like a distant memory. So Anonymom is not true, supposedly. 5Ps is true. There's so many from this. 3 pictures. This is an investigation with a new focus. After many months of newfound interest in the Rootrees, it is recommended. Couch, how are you today? I forgot to ask. It is recommended you try to catch up with some of what happened last time. I just did it. Some web searches may use new or different results, and some books and magazines from your previous investigation may be relevant to your new one. It's also much more wide to search. The list of first and last names you could choose from will contain red herrings. Not all of them will be used. I like the new name selection. You select the first name and last name differently, so you can't really just look up names like I did a lot of the time in the last one. Below is a reminder of some of the most notable beats of your initial dive into the Rootree family tree. All elements from before are still available, and for any such that do not lead to new information still function as did during your first investigation. Oh, Couch, that sounds terrible. Make sure you take some time for yourself. If you don't overwork yourself. The Rootree cabinet was found alive. The entire family is. Yep. Most of the action took place around Butler County, Pennsylvania. With the company. Yep. Elias, Carl, and Rayner were on the cover of the magazines. Yeah. Other notable Roottrees such as Lauren Rootree, Miracle Rootree, Jim Rootree had physical media such as record albums, books, and movies associated with them. Yep. Lauren's 2 diaries are probably the most useful resources overall, mentioning many of her relatives directly, yep. The 5 pieces of Elias' children could be identified based on the initials of the original candy flavours, yep. There were 5 presidents of the Rootree Company, many were featured in the periodicals. Stephanie Jones and Brian Jones were featured in campaign posters and led to Caroline Morden's art book, which enabled you to fill out more of the tree. Did I get that? I think I did. Oh, I got more family. There is more family Doku. I'm gonna do this first before reading stuff. If a father has a hyphenated last name, only the first part of the last name will be passed down to his children. Well, yeah, I mean, that does sound like it sucks to me. Because have you, did you, can you complain to your boss somewhat? Or is it kind of a situation where you technically agreed to it? Only the first part of the last name we passed down to his children. Well, there's only one. Carney. Is it Corny? No, it's Carney, I think. Roberts. Carney, Roberts, Womack. You have to be first. There's no way you're getting Ash any other way. So surely it has to be. We need to get. Womack has to be here, or it has to be here. Because no more Womack. And these have to be the Cornies. So, which one is the original Corny? It'd be 2 Roberts and a Corny. Oh yeah, that's fair. I mean, that does suck though. So it'd have to be. I'd have to be a guy here. So Patrick Roberts. But then I can't get Patrick Corney. Oh, like that. No, because how am I getting Corny? Louise Corny? Then it's... Wait, Patrick... No, because this has to be... This? How does that make sense? Wait, is there a Corny... I have to get Corny down here whilst having it go from Roberts though. But it has to be Patrick below Patrick. So it's... Oh wait, Sarah Roberts. And then it'd be... No, that doesn't make sense. Right? Because it can't... You have to be there. I think? But that means you'd have to be like this, which doesn't make sense. Because you'd have to be... Wait, no, this doesn't... Oh, wait. This... No, but Patrick doesn't make sense then. Wait. Yeah, Patrick should break. Yeah, unless Patrick is here. But then you have no way of getting the... Oh! Oh! How am I going to do this? Like this? And then this? No, these are all Roberts, so Womack has to be there. Why? Oh, they're the same gender. How? It doesn't make sense. Like, I can't do that. Why can't I got like really good at these before. Like I did 5 quite quickly, but now I'm like really struggling because I like took a break. So Patrick has to be up from Patrick. Corny has to be related to Corny, and the only way for that to work is the male Corny, which it could be Ike or Mortimer. There's no difference between those really. This game is like a puzzle within the universe of the Roottrees are dead. It's more like it's just name based like family trees. It's really confusing though. Yeah. There's no... We're in the beginning with Louise. So then it could be... Why are these breaking? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, because you have to be a male Corny, which is only Patrick. Right? Oh, it could be Ike. Oh, wait, no, you could be Ike, Mortimer. You could be any of them. There's so many. It's like... It is really confusing. And I assume 10, like puzzle 10 is going to be really difficult. The first 5 I can only do in the first like mode of this game, and I did all those, but it's, yeah. Patrick had to be related to Patrick. Which is why Patrick is there. Because, no, that doesn't make sense. Patrick's there. No, other way around. No. These have to be like this, right? Why is this broken? Patrick. Oh, because there's no... Oh god. Just break everything. I don't get it. We need Corny at the top, right? No, we need Roberts at the top. And we need Patrick at the top. But then they must be related to a Corny down here. Why is this not working? Because you aren't related. So you have to be... I don't... If No, I need a Roberts, Nancy, Sarah, and Hank. I put Hank at the top, then the two Patricks are broken. But if this Patrick is he, no, this Corny's he, no, you'd have to be a female Corny, which must be Louise, right? No, you have to be a male Corny, which is Ike, Mortimer, Patrick. So why can't I think right now? You'd have to be a female Roberts, which is Sarah or Nancy, and then there'd have to be not Patrick because he has to be with Patrick. But you have Sarah, who then has a male Corny partner, which must be Ike or Patrick. But I don't want to mess with Patrick. No, it can't be Patrick's. Unless, yeah. But if Patrick is down here, and then Patrick's up here, that doesn't work because they're alphabetical. And there's no way to... This is what I had before, I think. There's no way to fix this. Because it doesn't make sense. You have to be over here, because there's only one male, and you need a partner. If you're like... Well, you'd have to be over there, right? But you'd have to be all on the left, though, because you're the earliest Roberts. There's no other person who could be that. Which then means, at the end, we only have two Roberts, except Patrick. But Patrick can't really be replaced unless Hank is up there, and like that. But then Patrick's broken. How am I fixing Patrick? This doesn't make sense to me. There's only really two Roberts to move around. Two male Roberts, because Patrick and Hank. But Hank could only be here or here. Patrick could be here, or here. Patrick can't be here. Because we need to get Cornies. So Patrick can either go here, or here. Hank can go here or here. So it must be Patrick here. But then there's no children, so Patrick must be at the top. Hank must be here, no matter what. And then Patrick has a child who's a female female Roberts, which is Nancy, but then the Crystal's broken. Crystal has to be here though. There's no other way that makes sense. Because, yeah. Wait, have I got this the wrong way around? Is it Corny's at the top and Roberts down here? Like, that could be why I can't think of it. I've got it just the wrong way around. Ike, no, Patrick. Then we need Patrick Roberts, and then we need... Crystal can go there, I think. As long as we put a male there, which you aren't... I have their last name. Same with both parents. The father's last name first. Like that. Right? No. Why would that make sense? Why is that working now? But I thought hyphenated only the first part and the last one. How does Robert's Ash make sense here? But if I have it like this... I need a Roberts. Which doesn't make sense. How could... Unless Roberts is there, this is Louise, and this is Mortimer. That is so confusing. I had it the wrong way around because there was equal number of Roberts and Cornys, but I put the Cornys at the bottom instead, when it should have been the Cornys at the top. Okay. There's a wait, this, if father has a hyphenated last name... Oh, hyphenated last name was straight from the last name of both parents, with the father's last name first. Gotcha. Hamilton home. Was it Horn? I think it's Horn. Horn. Sloan. Home Junior. Home. Hamilton. There's only one Hamilton home, so you can't be at the top. Marcus would have to be... I should put a few down, see what happens. There's not enough horns. Oh no, there is. Wait, does this make sense here? Hamilton could be Truder. Wait, no. The Hamiltons must be connected here. With the last name of both parents with the father's last name first. I guess you don't count because you're junior? Oh no, Hamilton's first. So, it has to be a female horn, which is Angela or Rachel. Rachel. Then I guess it'd be Chad Hamilton. That almost just worked. Oh no, this doesn't work. I made it incestuous. Wait. Can I just... Like... There's a way around this, I think. Hamilton, Horn, Hamilton. So then it's... Oh, the Angelas must be related. So how does this work? Why? Oh, because you don't have the last name. There's no way to get the Christie last name unless you're like this and this. Gotcha. That was so much easier than the last one. Oh, we finally got gay couple. If I were junior, in the case of adoption, the child's last name will always be passed down from the rectangle above them, not the spouse. The child's last name will always be passed down from the rectangle above them, not... Oh, the rectangle. Okay. We've got very few women here, which makes you think it's a gay man with a son. Pew pew pew, Pattern, Chung, Carlton, Chung, Pew, Singleton. Singleton must be... Well, no, because then I feel like I'm running through female names then. So it's... Well, I have 3 Chungs, right? So it has to be 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. So let's put a chung at the top, maybe? No, because I don't have any more chungs after that. So it'd have to be here. Chung Jr. and then Chung the third. Which means Cara Singleton? Or I guess it'd be... Oh no, we do have another one. Christine Chung. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Cara Singleton there, just to put in a name. Carlton's... If I put... How many Carltons? I've got one pattern, that's you then. And then it could be Carlton. And then I've got the 3 pews, which is these 3. Oh wait, no, I've got more pews. Oh yeah, makes sense. So Toby, no, because you're a Carlton. How do I make you not a Carlton? I have to make you a pew. Right? No, but then how do you get this last name? You aren't there. You're here. That makes sense. There we go. I think there was a few technically solutions for that last one, because you could have mixed the pews around. Oh. What's this? Is this divorce? Oh, it is. Oh. Yeah, it can't be incestuous. I don't even think there's a rule against it. It just makes no sense name-wise. Like, there isn't an explicit rule that's like, oh, it can't be incestuous. It's that last names must be carried. And if you put the last name not carried, like you make what would be a son or a daughter as the spouse, it makes no sense. So this... Oh, okay. So there's technically 2 patriarchs that split into 2 different paths. This one's complicated. Well, I know it's got to be a woman here, at least, so that helps me somewhat. There's so many. Okay, Peter Sprouts, there's 3 of. We've got 3 Peter Sprouts, so 1, 2, 3, they have to be one of the patriarchs. Which means it's... I guess I don't know which, unless... Is there another Sprout? Chloe, Lee's, Mandel, Jane, Newmayer, O'Shea, Sprout, Daniel Sprout. Oh, hi Pug, how are you today? Peter Sprout Jr., Peter Sprout the third, something in alphabetical order. Here. Vincent Sprout, no. Unless, no. That doesn't make sense. There's no other Sprouts, right? I guess that means you're over here. Which means, like this. Danielle, no. Oh, you're a dead end. So you're like that, and then Vincent Sprout, where are you? Here, like that. I think that makes sense. There's 2 Sallys, Mando and Cloth. So is it Sally up here? Because there's 2 Cloths, 3 Cloths. But only 1 Mandel, so Mando up there. And it's Sally, Jane, all the way around. No, because... Oh wait, yeah, because then Chris is up here. No, because then there's Mike. And there's no way to fit Mike in. Unless... Well, that's not incestuous, so that's... Right? Yeah, because Cloth is only here. So Cloth could be here. Or, well, it could just be like that, actually. No, because this would have to be Cloth. But there's no more Cloths. Unless... This? Because then you'd have to be a Cloth. Right? I've got 3 leads, I just realised. Maybe... This is... Maybe I was right, and it's like Jane over there and Chris here. Then the matriarch would be... The patriarch over here would have to be Tom Leeds. But then you can't be Mike Cloth. So yeah, that doesn't make sense. Unless... no. Right? How am I fitting the Cloths in here? I think these... Oh, this must be Daniel O'Shea, because this is Daniel. This must be one of the spouses. Which means you must be there, but then I can't... This doesn't make sense, because this isn't matching last name. So you must have lots of female children. No, because you have to be a patriarch. Unless this is a female child. Right? Yeah. If this is like this is like this is like... Well, how does Mike Cloth work then? Because, like... Mike Cloth wouldn't make sense then. Unless you were like that. And then Jane has to be related to Jane. But then Miriam Leeds makes no sense. Unless... Miriam... Because just Sally that gives you... How are we going to fit another Leeds in here? Unless Tom has Miriam. Miriam goes with Chris. Chris has Sally and Jane. But then there's no Mike. Why is it not working? Oh no, it's just related to Jane Numa. So this must be a male Cloth. Which is only Mike or Chris. So this must be Chris up here. But then I'm back here. And there's no way out of it. I think I messed up this somehow. Maybe it isn't Sally Mandel. Maybe that's what's breaking me. I'm like always one off, but it's like I can't move anything to make it work. There's no more female Cloths I can move here, right? Because that doesn't make sense. They're all there. Both of them are there. Unless Mike Cloth... No. Doesn't make sense. So Jane has to be related to Jane. But are they here? Instead? But then how do I get Kloss? If I'd have to put Peter here, Peter here, Peter here. Or I guess anywhere like this. But then you'd have to have a child, which doesn't make sense, so you'd have to be there. And I need another Sprout. But there's only Vincent. Which doesn't make sense, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Oh no, there's Danielle. Danielle. But then how does Vincent fit in? Vincent doesn't fit in, then. Because unless Vincent, but then that's the wrong way round. That doesn't make sense, right? That shouldn't make sense. Someone must have a junior appendage. This pattern continues third, fourth, etc. I guess this technically abides by the rule because it's not a father and son. But then I'm kind of like, this doesn't make sense. It has to be the Sprouts on the left. I'm like, it can't be anything else. I just don't, like, it's so, I'm running through loads of, like, worldviews in my mind, and it doesn't really make sense. It must be Sally up here. Like, it must be, right? Because it's got to connect to the other Sally. The other Sally must be on this side, because there must be Kloss here. Which means it has to be Mike or Chris. But then it must be Mike, because no, this doesn't make sense. How many more Kloss we got? We got Jane and we got. That's it, right? Which doesn't fit into it. This must be like this. But no, because then I have another cloth here, so it has to be Jane. No. No. Like, no, because then there's another cloth. But Jane has to be related to Jane, so Jane must be there. I think. Which means this must be Sally. But then none of these don't make sense here, because it's the wrong alphabet. So, do I have another? Oh, I have Jane here, but no, that has to be related to Jane. What if it's Jane up here? What, like, Jane knew if she's instead of here, right? Then Sally can just be related to the cloth. like Sally Mandel, Sally Cloth, and then that could be Mike Cloth, and then this can be the other Cloth, Jane. No, some out of cloths then. Right? Yeah. This is female here, which means that Sally must be here. No, here. Sally Cloth there. Mike Cloth there. Which means it's Tom Leeds, Alice Leeds, Miriam. I was taking Sally for granted at the top. Which made me never consider this worldview that it could be Jane up there. 3 adopted. Oh no, 2 adopted, 1 as a spouse. So, how do I draw a name to this one? Antonelli, Levine, Oridan was Ondon? Pepper Jr. Pepper. So Pepper Jr. There's more peppers. There's 4 peppers. Well, no, there's 4 peppers in total, but one's related to the other. One's the father. So it's here, right? Am I going mad? No, because this thing weighs about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Can't be like 1, 2, 3. These both adopted. 1, 2, 3. It has to be that, right? Am I going mad? So, Pepper Jr. Pepper, then Lay Pepper and Sour Pepper, right? I can't. Unless, no, because there's 2 females, so Pepper, I'll cause another Pepper, female Pepper would break, Pepper, female Pepper, then there's 2 Peppers, Pepper, then you have 2 Peppers. Oh, it could be that, right? Pepper. It could be that too. Because Pepper Jr., 2 female Peppers. Okay, yeah. Like, it could be that. Wait, Unger. Oh no, that doesn't help me. Yeah, it doesn't really help me. Maybe I'll just take this and explore this world with you first. It's 2 Peter. Oh, they're the exact same name. There's 2 exact same names there. How do I reconcile with 2 exact same names? Oh, I guess they're not father and son. So they can't be father and son. They could be separated by a generation, right? So like, you and you. I put Antonelli there, Antonelli there. Then I can put Misty, Shanda, and I can't put you there, right? No, I can't. Let's put you there. Make sure it would have to be Shanda or Misty. Wait, no, because then who goes there? Misty Levine. Get past to Misty. Then wait, James Leigh Sarah, is that Brittany, Trixie, Belle? The Ondens. I'm leaving the Ondens here. Which means male spouse Onden. How do I put Stone there though? Unless I put that there, that makes sense with Belle. Then it's Onden here. Then I could put you with anyone? No, I could put you with... These are all Levines. Oh! If I put Alex, Belle, Ike, because Ike has to be a spouse. Shanda can go with Peter. How do I get Levines? I've kind of blocked off myself from Levines. Unless the top of Levines, which would mean you. I put these back. Brittany has to be there. Misty goes there. Trixie there. And then Peter to Peter. And this Peter to Peter. Which, that makes sense, right? Pit Misty, Shanda. Oh. Wait, no. I found that easier than the last one. I mean, I kind of got lucky, I think. I guessed, like, oh my god, achievement. This actually, I would love to play more of this, like, just Family Doku. That was great. Did I get anything for that? I haven't even read this yet. I've made zero progress in an hour. Other than Family Doku, that's all I've done so far. Today, August 3rd, 1999, there was a look at you saw Clark Rafferty LaRue, the current president of the Rootree Canning Company, explained that multiple people have come out of the woodwork to claim to be the Roottrees. He's been trying to work with Sam, but she has not answered his calls. He also handed his letter. Yada yada yada. There's no insight here. I will read it though. I've been reading everything. So they say you can show it some of the following. To both of you, the company I hired to help us with the Cancer Trust is busy pouring through the entire family's history, as well as the people who have had contact with. That said, the family is not particularly happy with this and are doing their best to slow things down. Many of them are actively avoiding our interviews. Every time there's a high-profile public case, it causes headaches, so please, I don't mind if you do your research, but I ask that you stop going to the press. Instead, we have a highly trained team of lawyers to back you up. We're ready and willing to verify anyone and everyone you believe could be realistically part of a relationship that led to the birth of a new Rootree. Just tell us who to investigate by filling in the new sections of the tree, and we'll take the time to Handle verifying that the terminal checks out. But keep in mind why we're here. If someone didn't have a child or has already been disqualified by our lawyers, like in the case of the girl with the negative DNA test, there won't be a place for them on the tree. We're not just looking for affairs and infidelities, we're only looking for ones that led potential new Roottrees. Some slots in the news section will be marked with a tree icon. Those areas are reserved for members of the original family tree you filled in 8 months ago. Just like last time, be sure to use birth names for everyone you add. Married names or nicknames won't be enough. To start sorting out infidelities, I recommend you turn your eyes to the men in positions of power. Makes sense? I'd love to say that's only because it would have been a lot harder for the women to hide notes of pregnancy and birth without the family noticing, but I can't. Yeah. Patriarchy, makes sense. I'll be one, I'm no stranger to infidelity. Yeah, I mean, at least Clark's open about it. I wish I could claim that I was a perfect husband, but you've seen the family tree, so why pretend? Some of us learned how to wield our family name, unfortunately to our benefit, consequences be damned. I can't change the past or unhurt those who I betrayed. All I could do is be honest with myself, and to you, refuse to make any more mistakes and do my best to sort out the various messes we've left behind. So please fill in the trait and together we can figure out how to begin to make amends. Good luck, and thank you both. Can I take... no. So if I look up these people I had before, maybe I get the new pictures. So let's look up Clark Rafferty LaRue. Yeah. Oh, let me see. There's no one else in the time show. Okay. Yeah. Did it keep my notes? I'm kind of glad it didn't. I had lots of notes that I won't need now. Clark Rafferty LaRue is the new president of the Roottrees Corporation. This does not include Root, which appears to have its own new leadership. In early March of 1999, about 5 months ago, it was announced that both Clark Rafferty LaRue and Ron Roottree will be taken over for what was essentially described as a transitional period in the aftermath of Six Pieces. So, about 2 weeks later, the company released a press statement that thanked Ron for his work but announced that Clark was the new permanent president. I didn't realise how much power Ron had. Like, he seemed pretty distant because he was only related to Gwyn. Most of the information about Clark you already know already. Many descriptions of him tend to focus on his advertising career and that his mother was Lauren Roottree. Few seem to touch on his complex and volatile marital history. Since taking over, Clark has tried to remain out of the spotlight, but did have one notable foray into the public eye. He gained a lot of support when his first move was a statement in favour of accepting Sam and her family into the trust. This also served as an announcement that Clancy Trust would no longer be handled by anyone in the family, since due to their financial motivation, none of them could ever be impartial. Good. Oh, are we back? I can't tell right now. Oh, yeah, sorry, he's back in chat, so yeah. OBS disconnected for a second, which was annoying, but I think everything's back to normal. It did that disconnect thing, but at least this time it actually came back. I don't get why my OBS seems to suck, or is my internet? I don't think the recording ended. I think just the connections to Twitch, so it should be good. What was gonna? I should probably maybe put some of this down. Clark Rafferty LaRue is the new president. I'll just make a note of Clark Rafferty LaRue, just so I have it for sure. New president. Clark Rafferty LaRue and Ron Ritchie. It's the one that get involved. Accepting Sam and her family into the trust. Clancy Trust would no longer be handled by anyone in the family. If I look, maybe. Oh yeah, I already have these. Business Watch, Clark Rafferty LaRue. I just want a picture of him because I don't have a picture. As well as Ruby Spratt. Who is that? Ruby Spratt. And her company, Ruby Legal Enterprises. Were featured in Business Watch after the company took over as keepers of the Clancy Trust. Okay, let's now talk about the process that interviews both Clark and Ruby. It seems that Ruby actually approached the Roottrees sometime in late March after the Roottree Rift, but well before Roottremania. An accomplished, relatively low-profile lawyer, she offered to work for very little money so long as she could be a public face to build her reputation. The family quickly jumped on this chance, as many family members often attempt to spend as little as possible to keep their shares of the Clancy Trust as high as possible. After looking over the Clancy Trust more carefully than anyone had in years, Ruby came to the conclusion that Clancy Edward Rootree's implementation was not legally sound. Huh. And that there would be constant legal challenges without some modifications, the family decided to put her in charge of the trust, both legally and as a public face, to prevent further issues. Ruby Legal Enterprises had been described as a mix between a law firm and a PR firm. Her first move, as a sort of trial run before she was even hired permanently, was to help them draft a public statement accepting Sam into the family and declaring that they begin to address the Clancy Trust. This went quite well, and they officially hired her in early April. Ruby Legal is now in charge of many financial aspects of the company, including verifying any claims to the trust and organising the various charitable causes such as scholarships that have been set up in the name of the deceased. Let's look up Ruby. This was clearly more about Ruby. Ruby Spratt. Ruby Sprout, like a legal company, is relatively elusive. The most complete source of information you find from our time with the Roottrees is from a website for a magazine owned by a major airline. She was the subject of one article from a recurring series about modern-day success stories. Ruby grew up in foster care but excelled at school and earned a scholarship to study at Mid-Eastern University. There she gathered at the top of the league class and quickly hired as a lawyer for a prominent firm. There are a few high-profile corporate involved cases she was part of. One was a legal consultant for a class action lawsuit against the manufacturer of steering wheel covers. Another was to help a local gas station chain in her hometown of Portland. With the rollout of a promotion that allowed gas station customers to the ability to bet on the price of gas. That is awful. The blurb ends by calling her new firm a double threat. Her company services are a cross between a traditional lawyer and a PR manager. This I haven't looked her up on the article. It might be with the same thing though. Yeah. Ruby Legal Enterprise is the name of the law firm that has been hired by the Roottrees Company. The company is named after its head lawyer, Ruby Spratt. You can't find from all the articles tell you something after the fiasco of the Six Pieces and the revelation that the Roottrees internal law group was complicit in such a cover-up, they hired outside counsel. The Ruby Legal Enterprise Group now seems to have less ties to multiple aspects of the Roottrees Corporation, including the company and Root. They were recently in the news due to a high-profile lawsuit they raised against Sisley Sanchez. I'm not in Clark. I'm going to look this up on the periodical. Okay, yeah, same thing. Sisley Sanchez is an author best known for Portrait of a Changed Man, released in 1979. Oh, hi Pete. I hope your day's going well. Portrait of a Changed Man. Released in 1979. Her follow-up, Foreign Gospel. 1984 did not perform as well critically, but still sold quite respectably. Yeah, my day's going good. Last stream I finished the main mode of the Roottrees Are Dead. Now I'm starting the second mode and haven't really got started yet. Because there's this logic puzzle in the game called Family Doku, and that's all I've done today, really. Foreign Gospel 1984 did not perform as well critically, but still sold quite respectably. She has written a few more books since then, including a biography of Van Gogh, but her first two are her claim to fame. Maybe I can find this? I don't think it'll be useful. According to a site about authors, Sisley is known for a non-fiction with a focus on experienced darkness in the human psyche. Recently, Sisley appeared in a magazine called Picotee, with an article about a book she had commissioned to write for Guy Hudson. The magazine and Sisley herself were not immediately issued a cease and desist due to its inclusion of pictures that's the other Guy Hudson picture, that she had never had the rights to publish. The issue was pulled from store shelves, making it an instant collector's item. I'm going to check this first, actually. Oh, an issue that focused on an issue that focused on talking toy fish and the demonic messages supposedly said as batteries ran low. Piketty had an article about a cancelled book by Sizely Sanchez. The book's subject was Guy Hudson, and the issue was said to contain pictures that Sizely did not have the rights to publish. Because of the pictures, the issue was pulled from store shelves, making it a subject to some conspiracies and an instant collector's item. Due to its recall, the version found in these archives is incomplete. This was the issue of Piketty magazine that contained an article about Sizely Sanchez. The story concerned an unreleased book she had written about Guy Hudson. It seems that he used Pogo as a guy, and Sizely did not own the rights to publish. Unfortunately, the magazine was issued a cease and desist by the Roottrees lawyers. The magazine was pulled from shelves, and the version you found in your periodical search had the relevant pages removed, rendering this magazine useless, unless you want to read about a potentially demonic fish story. I don't think it's that useless. It's got 8 insights. Piketty, $2.95, June 99, Basil Bub, Devilfish. Could this popular gift be filling homes with satanic messages? Definitely. What does that say there? Big. Can't read that. Sorry, Bass. Exclusive Sizely Sanchez reveals Roottrees secrets, plus the utensil that will help you lose 50 pounds. That's good though, we've got a new periodical. I'm going to search the library for the books. Published 1979, out of print, softcover non-fiction. The book's description has this to say: what if everything you stand for, everything you know to be true today, could disappear in an instant? All of your politics, relationships gone in the blink of an eye. Would you still be you? Sizely Sanchez tells this powerful true story about a man who woke up after being saved from drowning in his backyard pool, and became an entirely different person. Included are interviews from those that knew him best before, as well as a one-on-one chat that paints an entirely different picture. You won't be able to put it down without wondering, what if that were me? It doesn't seem useful. The other book, though, Foreign Gospel, maybe? Published 1984, out of print, softcover, non-fiction. Foreign Gospel tells the tale of a man from the Catholic Church who claims he was told by God that he should travel to Thailand and began to preach, specifically with the goal to convert 10,000 people. He returned to the United States after just over 2 years of claiming to have succeeded. This book tells his version of the story, but the author, Sizely Sanchez, also travelled to Thailand to investigate these claims and talk with some of the so-called converted. I doubt I'm going to get the biography of Van Gogh. Yeah, that's not. This seems mostly useless, except for Piketty. I'm going to also search Sizely Sanchez. Yeah. Okay. So far, not useful there. Look at that. This is going to get me anywhere, though. Oh, it does. Mid-Eastern University is a notable private college that advertises itself as midway between Maine and Miami. Okay. Their mascot is the Spectres, though they are not known for their sports programs as much as their education. Their legal and language departments are their pride and joy, though they also have fairly extensive computer science and robotics programs. The midway between Maine and Miami. I was thinking about that. Along with other, yeah, it's something. I, I guess they were going for the alliteration. Along with other prestigious schools that haven't quite reached the notoriety of Ivy League schools, some refer to it as Little Ivy. The college has embraced this, calling their newspaper the Herald. That could be a thing. Which is a combination of Hedera, the scientific name for Ivy, and Herald. Interesting. The website boasts they have a historical technology museum on campus, including a full, still functioning computer from the 1960s that takes up a full room. They also have a printing press that they use to print one special year-end issue of the Herald each year. Is that periodical then? There's probably an article on Ruby Sprout. Okay, yeah, good. New periodical. So far, no more evidence really, but 2 periodicals already. Ruby Spratt graduated top of her class from the Mid-Eastern's Legal College. Her valedictorian speech was somewhat controversial at the time, as it was quite serious, with a heavy focus on wealth inequality. This didn't go over well with a predominantly middle to upper class audience in the attendance. The editor of the Herald said at the time, Ruby, unsatisfied by simply earning her place at Mid-Eastern with a full scholarship, went on to earn a captive audience of her peers with a perfect GPA. It felt like the ideal occasion for a celebration of an undoubtedly incredible individual. However, by the end of her speech, there were many in the audience that wished that neither of those events had transpired. It was a passionate attempt to use her soapbox to proselytize her fellow students and her parents into the religion of poverty, but unfortunately, judging by the science, they remained unconverted. I dislike the phrase religion of poverty. What is the Picty? A recent supermarket tabloid that latches onto popular culture. Okay. It's a popular culture as well. I just want to get Ron from this as well. A week after the Roottrees sisters died in a plane crash, Piketty focused on an expose on the pilot and co-pilot. It was widely seen as a completely useless and intentional mischaracterization of the 2 crew members. For example, they claimed that the co-pilot who was pilot flying that day... Co-pilot who was pilot flying? I guess pilot flying is a thing, I don't know what that means. Was on pharmaceuticals, but it turned out that he had purchased a mild pain reliever in the airport gift shop the night before. They also claimed the pilot had been let go from his previous position at a much larger airline, which is true, but only as part of his downsize. As far as you can tell, none of this is relevant to your current investigation. Okay. I think obviously the picture of Zach is going to be from that book, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. Maybe if I just search Guy Hudson, I might get somewhere. Guy Hudson, who was only president of Roottrees for a few years in the late 70s to the early 80s, had mostly faded into obscurity except for the Fancy Flavors debacle. During ROOTTREEMANIA, he suddenly rose to prominence again after 5Ps appeared on the cover of the magazine holding a photo of Guy and his mother. Ah, so 5Ps is going to be the way we get that picture. A few people that existed adjacent to the company in the 70s have come forward with stories about debauchery and swinger parties. Guy liked to throw large holiday parties whenever he had an excuse, and they often got very out of hand. This fact has led some people to suspect that the night he died in a car crash when he was drunk or impaired in some way, but the Butler County Police have released multiple statements and ample evidence that proves decisively that it was not foul play and that no party had taken place. Rootree lawyers have always been quick to threaten litigation to anyone who has tried to disparage Guy or the company in public. So 5Ps, well, actually, let's check Butler County Times. Okay. 5Ps. 5Ps, aka Felix Fellows, is a rapper who has found some recent radio play after being publicly confirmed as a long-lost Rootree and entitled to part of their fortune. His alias 5Ps is a play on 5Ps, an article you find on the website, and if they're particularly harsh reviews on modern music, gives this most recent album, Root of All Evil. Okay, Root. I wonder if I'm going to get more music to listen to. Oh, I missed the L on that, actually. One star out of 7 for whatever reason, with the headline "More poser than my action figure collection." The review mentions his real name is David and he used to go by Dirty Davy. Wait, Felix's real name is David? And the author uses the fact that this reminds of was blatant marketing stunt at the expense of his mother's tragic past. She overdosed when he was 16. Apparently, only one of the songs on the album was new, and the others were simply rewritten to turn blatant references to sex, drugs, and violence into clumsy euphemisms. His rise to prominence kick-started after he appeared on a few months ago on the cover of News Time, another periodical, holding a photo of his mother with Guy Hudson. At first, the Roottrees company denied it vehemently. Miracle Roottrees even appeared on the same magazine a week later, but since then, they backtracked and publicly welcomed him to the family. Their press release at the time stated that they had new evidence that confirmed his story. Is there a picture of Miracle a new one? I guess not, just info. Wait, the original Miracle? And I guess... Okay, I guess it's alive. I guess he wouldn't be that... He'd be like... in his 60s, right? News Time. Actually, let's look up Root of All Evil. Root of All Evil is 5Ps' debut album. According to various sources, the album is mostly material that 5Ps recorded for his States before he became notable, but re-recorded with lyrical differences and professional production. All Your Problems was the first and only single release. After dropping the single, 5Ps announced that he retained the infamous celebrity lawyer Stevie Whitlock to sue his family. Today, it doesn't seem like he's followed through. At first, the single didn't make much of a splash, but Whitlock, known for publicity, paid thousands of teenagers a few dollars an hour to call and request a video on MTV, which increased his profile. MTV eventually caught on and banned the video altogether, which in turn received national news coverage and made the song even more popular. All Your Problems. Yay, I got another song. The track is the only new song on the album. The subject matter of the song is the hypocrisy of those that claim money is evil. He points out that the only people who think money is evil are those that have it. Those that can afford not to be greedy in the song. 5P's triumphantly talks about taking the Roottrees' wealth due to it being his birthright and giving it to those who need it most. You find a copy of the song on a suspicious looking website and download it for your records. It's the only single Roottrees, it's kind of catchy.
Attention Roottrees. This is 5P's coming at you from the real world. You know, the place you ain't ever lived in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Root of all your problems.
Y'all are hypocrites, sitting back in your massive estates, built from the cash that your ancestors gave you, acting like you somehow deserve it, based on your family's creations. Yo. But look at here, sonny, don't you come for our money, or you might burn bright in hellfire someday, like that Madsen chick and her two dads. My pappy's cleansing trust should keep you away. Yo, it's disturbing, catching a sermon from a geezer who's never known hurt, but blurts out these claims that somehow we're sinners, cause we didn't earn it, when all of your worth it came free with your name. You expect me to treat your lectures on greed as some expert creed from he without blame. How about instead, I turn my other cheeks and spread them. When you give me a kiss, you'll know just where to aim.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. So once more with passion, tell this poor tragic orphan how your mansions and Porsches are actually horrible.
How I'm better off penniless, grasping for morsels. How wanting my share,
that's actually extortion. With your candy ass name, synonymous with sweets. Oh, you wanna call me classless? I'm gangster from Portland, but I play that game. I came up on the streets. The only streets you reppin' are Park Place and Boardwalk. Hypocrisy, monopoly is toppling. When I knock, have G's.
top off my pockets, please.
Cause the same God that got to steal my mom from me is what he wants, right? For you to live in poverty. And if you're suddenly not eager to unhand that fortune, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna have to take my portion, and I'll do it all legally. Class action, courtrooms, decorum. I'm way past your fancy ass dormant.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Bring the choir in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Yeah.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars.
That was actually quite good. It doesn't say lyrics aren't... The lyrics are actually useful in this one. In the other ones it said the lyrics aren't useful. But I do think there are a few things that help here. We learn about Miracle, kinda, he's preaching at some point. We learn about his mother dying, which means... Well, what does it mean? You? Do I have a picture of 5Ps? No. I need to get that magazine. That's going to be quite useful. News Time is a major news periodical that releases a new issue every week. The rapper 5P's famously appears on the cover, coming to with a Roottrees. Then, 1 week later, Miracle Roottrees did the same, denying that he was. Because of this high-profile back-to-back discourse right before the start of the Roottremania, they appear to be the de facto publication to get news about the ongoing Roottrees saga. They reported record subscriber numbers during this time, lasting until the end of ROOTTREEMANIA, when the world generally stopped paying much attention, and they went back to reporting on more traditional news. News time appears to be available via a periodical search. Okay, yeah, finally got a picture. Felix Fellows, aka 5Ps. Felix appeared on the cover of News Time, Cook of ROOTTREE. Then a week later, Miracle Richie appeared on the cover as well as an article. Sony both cast as close as well. Okay. Okay. I guess it's 5Ps, Felix Fellows. It's probably the next Sam Matson. 5Ps, aka Felix Fellows, appeared on the cover of News Time holding a photo of his mother and Guy Hudson. The article concerns the insistence that his father was Guy Hudson. The story was dramatic and sensational and initially dismissed as fake, until a DNA test proved that he was related to Guy Hudson. 5P says that his mother Johanna was Zach Morland's secretary when he retired, and then Guy Hudson's secretary for only 1 or 2 weeks after that before she quit. The first few weeks that she was president. Should I be writing this down? The story's dramatic and sensational and initially dismissed as fake until a DNA test proved that she was related to Guy Hudson. 5P says that his mother Joanna Zach Morland's secretary, and then Guy Hudson's secretary for only 1 shoot after then, that before she quit. First few weeks that she was president. His parents divorced when he was 4 after his father learned of the affair. Felix and his mother then moved to Portland because she was afraid of her and her son's life. He grew up with her until he was 16, but one day his mother then came home from the movie rental store where she worked the register. The next morning, they found her dead from an overdose in a car. She had stolen all the cash from the drawer and spent it on heroin. As Felix went through her belongings, the only things he had to remember her by were a hairbrush she always used, some photos, and a stuffed animal from her childhood. But then he found it, a box hidden in the back of her closet. Inside were love letters and photos related to Guy Hudson, as well as a letter from his father containing threats. He threw it all away with the exception of one photo he appears to hold on the cover of News Time. He says it was the only one where they were dressed. The only one not from the affair itself. The picture is shown in full inside the magazine and was added to evidence. The magazine also includes some additional history about 5P's career. Felix Fellows was born to Riley and Joanna Fellows. But there's never a rap throughout a moniker. He tried to find success by opening for some other artists and even by selling CDs on street corners in Portland. He has only recently started going as 5Ps to harness the power of his lineage. The writer did some research into the truth of these claims and was able to find that Joanna did work for the Roottrees company as a secretary sometime during the early to mid-70s. It also confirms that she died of a drug overdose and that Felix went into foster care soon after. They were unable to track down his father. They also reached out to Roottrees company, but at the moment, the company's blanket statement was, since the release of a recent book, Roottrees has seen an overwhelming number of false ancestral claims. None have been factual and nearly all have been knowingly dishonest. We encourage individuals to reach out to us in an official capacity as opposed to attempting to use our name in the media for publicity. Here. Roottrees Family Picnic. Do I know these people back here? That's Guy Hudson, that's okay. The rapper 5Ps appeared on the cover as News Time holding this Polaroid of his mother, Joanna, where she was Zach Morland's secretary at a company picnic. It claims that Joanna and Guy Hudson, also in the photo, were having an affair, which led to his birth. So this is Guy Hudson. Oh, I guess if it's still one of the old ones, I just put that name in. Makes sense. President third. Riley. I guess cashier, right? Or maybe secretary? No, it's cashier. It's the most recent job. Move register, but should work the register. Yeah, cashier. Oh, I hope your day goes well, Couch. Bye. So like, so many people connect with Guy Hudson. There's like 5 affairs. So is this the second affair? First affair, second, third, fourth. Okay. Did I check? Oh yeah, I have one about Miracle. Charlatan with these, Miracle Root Tree fires back. Miracle Root Tree appeared on the cover of News Time shortly after 5-Piece did. He vehemently denied that 5-Piece was the Root Tree. The article was from before the DNA test that proved it. Miracle doesn't focus much on the details of 5-Piece's accusations regarding his mother and Guy Hudson. Instead, he comes across as exhausted at the events that have been going on behind the scenes, as well as the character of those he feels are attacking his family. He starts with 6-Piece concept. He says that although most of the book was based in fact, it left out anything that wouldn't fit the event agenda. He points out Sam's daughter still earns a generous salary for overseeing the farm division of Roottrees, and that Sam did the same before her. The Sam's family was not destitute, and that really it was only her son who chose to take on a job with no salary. He claims that they... What? Oh, because president. He claims that though they didn't have to, the family helped pay for her son's medical bills after voting that it was the right thing to do. Miracle also says that the story about his father Elias shunning EC was one-sided, leading out Edward Clancy's blame in the whole thing. Elias gave him a simple ultimatum: stop sinning or be disowned. Miracle says it was EC's own choice, and that Elias allowing him to earn food and shelter on the company's dime was a kindness, especially considered that he and John continued to live together. Miracle then pivots to the fallout from the 6 pieces. He recounts a deluge of claims to the Clancy Trust that the family had been subjected to. He doesn't cite any specifics, but says that every time someone comes forward, the family devolves to arguments. They've had to hire an outside legal team to help, but so far every case has been demonstrably laughably false. All they do is tarnish the family's reputation. He focused on 5 pieces who appeared on news time before him. He calls him a grifter and a delinquent and says that he's only using the name and products to sell filth to the masses. Of all the accusations, he says that this is the most dangerous because it exposes the world to hatred. He cites 5 pieces of lyrics as violent, sexist and ungodly, and prays the boy will repent, retract his lies and find religion. Lastly, he turns to the future. Miracle states that those who wish to hear the true story could join him on his farewell tour this upcoming fall. Miracle's Roottrees are planning on touring the country's churches one last time, and now at age 71, Miracle's the oldest living Roottree. Okay. While he plans to continue preaching at his own church in Butler County after the tour, this is your last chance to hear the truth from the man with the most complete recollection of one of America's most notable families in your own hometown. The article mentioned that Miracle's son, Miracle Jr., did not wish to comment and has a statement from Clark Graff to the Rootrees law firm. Miracle does not speak for his entire family, working carefully on a plan to definitively disprove any claims of infidelity in our family past. This article does not refute Miracle's claim that he's the oldest living Rootree, despite Sam Madison being born the year before him. It was unclear if Miracle made the claim out of ignorance or spite. Definitely spite. He doesn't think Sam is a Rootree. Sam's 1 year older. I suppose that makes sense. Miracle was born really late. But I do have another picture of Miracle, so I'm confused. Where do I put it? Does that mean Miracle had another child? If I put Miracle here and fill it out, will it work? No. I did want to try though, because like, it's got to be. It's got to be somewhere. (1921's too early. 1949 is also too early, right? Unless maybe. No. No. Like, I don't... How does it make sense that we have a picture of Miracle? It must be one of these four. I mean, he's not Guy Hudson. These are correct. 1, 2, 3. I think. I will look up Miracle. It seems Miracle Sr. is going on a new tour in the United States in late 1999. The previous flyer for the 3 generation Miracles has been replaced. What? Replaced? Not like in here, right? Oh, okay, I didn't ever read this. That's like the only thing I missed, I think. Right? Yeah. Yeah. That's the only thing I missed. But it hasn't like replaced the Miracle thing, right? Where is it? Here. Yeah, this sounds like a real place. As the place to be a part of history, the oldest known Rootree reprises and retells an incredible true story. Miracle Rootree grew up as one of the famous fire priests, living a life of wealth and luxury, but fortune was nothing compared to the powerful force of the Almighty. Doctors determined that he was destined to die young, but fate had different plans. He has lived a long and fruitful life, however, he's now in his 70s, and his age is beginning to make life on the road more difficult, so consider this your last chance to see him in a town near you before he settles back down in Pennsylvania. In this intimate evening, Miracle will reminisce about his famous history. He will discuss his family's saints and sinners and provide a unique perspective of one of the most notable families in the United States today, learn what originally drove him away from his fortune and to the arms of religion, and learn how his life has become more wealthy in spirit than it ever could have been from his inheritance. The site also lists the chances of appearing in and mentions that tickets can purchase at the local services. Notice at the outset it mentions about Miracle's news appearances. I should check all these for Miracle. I don't know where. I need to find more Miracle. No, that. Okay. Oh, yeah. How am I gonna get more Miracle then? Let's find more on Guy Hudson. Okay, yeah, I already looked at that. Oh, yeah. This is really confusing. Family tree update. Oh. So this isn't actually anything really new? In terms of just the new root tree, like actual root tree. Because these are actual people. I will look up Chris. Oh, I guess there's nothing. Right, that makes it's so. I think Clark is kind of going to be the key to Chris. I already looked this up. I mean, maybe Ron's good to get. Like, there's a few ways I can get to Ron. 1921 infidelity. How? Like, what? And it branches off into so many different things here. $1921. When were the five pieces born? Five piece is when's the original? That's from 1924. So not all the five pieces were born yet. This must be the first guy. Right? He must be Elias. It must be. But how does that make sense? Elias and Gwyneth Rootree were never really celebrities, but the general public's perception of them as classic faces associated with the Rootree candy company has always been in somewhat high regards. This was Elias' intention as a founding member of his family brand. Since Six Pieces, the candy company has placed much less of an emphasis on Elias as a historical brand-connected figure. But there have also been those who have argued that it was right to decide how to split his inheritance and that he did nothing wrong. This led to some heated television exchanges and countless op-eds. Op-eds? Op-eds. Op-eds. What does that mean? First Anderson Maple Farm only used to be a popular tourist attraction during the summer months when it had special stores. However, it's since seen an explosion of office using business as some religious and political groups decided to visit and show sports where Elias and Gwyneth's traditional values and financial rights. This rise in sport was in turn followed by pickets from gay rights activists when some particularly family organisations made their pilgrimages. Amongst all this conflict, the farm has been since shut down, seemingly indefinitely. The website says check back later, but has no date listed. The quotes from Bess Williams' book appear to have been taken down. Okay. Bess Williams was an author born in the late 1800s. She lived just outside of Miami and died tragically young in a major hurricane that struck the area in 1926. Bess has a minor history of the root. Wait. Bess? Bess is the spouse here? Like the infidelity? Bess has a minor history of the Roottrees. Her only notable book about Family Man is widely considered blatant propaganda about Elias Rootree. It had been all but forgotten until recently when it was re-released during the height of Roottree-mania. There's a site dedicated to the hurricane statistics that also mentions Bess Williams. The Boca Doro Library, not far from where she lived, was partially destroyed in the hurricane. When they rebuilt, they named the non-fiction section about her. The library expanded again in 1950 and then closed in 1963 when multiple larger libraries opened in the surrounding area that made it redundant. Okay, yeah, a reprinting an old book about Elias is blatant corporate propaganda, but it gives us the picture of Elias, right? Yes. Technically a different picture. I think it must be this, right? And maybe it isn't, because these aren't clicking in. Bess Williams, because this is technically a different picture to that, even though it's just black and white version. The dictionary defines propaganda as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicise a particular political cause or point of view, but if they want to replace the definition with a picture, it would be a picture of this book. The book tells you nothing about Elias, and from what you know of his truthfulness towards some extended family, you're not sure it tells you anything true about Elias either. The reader of the book was so lazy that they reused the famous photo of Elias from Business Watch, whose copyright had expired. The best thing it has going for it is that it's only 85 pages long. Business Watch, though. How am I gonna get... I think it must be this, right? But there's no picture. Because why would Bess Williams like Elias so much? And then she died shortly after? Did Elias kill her? No, she died in a hurricane. But it specified when she was born. Funny Man is a very promising book about Elias Roottrees. There are very few copies of the original published, but it was recently published by the same publishing company that printed Lauren's Diary for schools. It seems they wished to capitalise on ROOTTREEMANIA. It did not work. Oh, The bookstore and library no longer exist. You find multiple libraries in the area. According to the website for the library system in Miami, the building where it once sat is now in the Miami Print Museum. Oh, such that you come across the website, it says that the Amazon list the building is very small, admission is free, and they only have room for a few different displays. One of the exhibits of the courtyard put on your author. That's best names. Another is possibly the last is the original print of Cuba by Cuban. Wait, Miami Sunday? That's best. Since the partner of the site is said to be an unknown author. Right? Like, maybe? Online open this mansion open in the Miami. Oh my god. The Miami Mercury Sunday was released for the only last. When a small article, the mention was the outcome of imagine two smaller failing newspapers. There's sort of one larger failing newspaper, which is only notable to the author because Brian names the way they did. It was tied with the longest type in the American newspaper at the time, were a newspaper in Jefferson, Texas. I wonder if that's actually true, like an actual thing. This book of Betty is credited to Marcia Barban. Well, can I look at it? Still not okay. I'm gonna have to BRB for a second. Bye. I think I have to go now, so I'm gonna raid someone. It's been fun playing, but I like something just came up. I hope you've all been well. Hope you have a wonderful day. Anyone there? Love you all. Bye.